Hello guys, Mr. Caveman, so nice to see you. What we have here is a 1970s vintage Russian 4-player Pong TV game. In an amazing condition, it is 40 years old, it is 5 years senior than me, I wasn't even in an alpha version back then. In a general overview, it has some buttons that control if the ball is launched automatically or manually, the speed and size of the ball and the bat, and the modes of the game. Most of those old Pong TV games have several slight variations of the same game that are selected by pressing a different button, like tennis, hockey, squash, etc. And this magnificent big red button is used to launch the missiles. Those two sliders do nothing but manually keeping the score. Enough said, let's tear it apart. Starting with a ratchet, of course, to remove the nuts under the buttons. Then on the back there is a battery compartment, which could spell trouble, and oh shit, 40 years old sponge. Don't touch it, yuck. Useful advice here: almost all vintage electronics which is dual powered is almost certainly center negative. It is easier to implement it that way, so have it in mind. If it has batteries, it could be center negative. Let me check that, just measure if there is a direct connection between the negative battery terminal and the center pin of the power plug. Yep, center negative. Now it's just a matter of removing some flat-headed screws and the top pops off. Nothing much really inside, that's expected. Custom processor along with some capacitors, resistors, trimmers, diodes and potentiometers, dual-sided, beautifully labeled PCB. That's it guys, this is beautifully done. I have never seen better built Pong console than this one. Those I have seen were a mess inside. All joints have been potted with a blue protective coating, and just look how everything is tight and organized. This looks to me like the guys from the Soviet space program made some TV video games when they had time to spare. Amazing job. The main processor is a capitalistic one, 28-pin dual inline package, the AY-3-8500-7, dated 28th week of 1979. It is working at 2 MHz and it was specifically designed for Pong TV video game systems. It supports 6 selectable games: tennis, soccer, squash practice, 2 rifle shooting games and a hidden game when no other game is selected. All games are basically several versions of the same game, and selectable bat size, ball speed and field limits is done by sending a positive or negative pulses to different pins of the MCU. Most inputs have either on-chip pull-down or pull-up resistors. You can get the idea by simply looking at the MCU pinout. I am ready to put back everything all together and see if it still works. I'm gonna hook it up to my Sony CRT TV, power it up. Once again, center negative 9 volts from my adjustable power supply, and 0.04 amps, third of a watt, low power, great for battery life. And the red button, sorry for the quality guys, actually it's pretty good, but the CRT is messing with my camera. That is all for this video guys, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, because basically the whole home video game industry starts with Pong. With that said, Mr. Caveman, over and out.